If you still remember the famous YouTubers mentioned, it was fake.
No, I was just saying that the house was fake, and everyone knew that the house was fake. And people were like, Seemah, is the house really? And I was like, yes, it was fake. It wasn't real. But we're not there, guys.
If you still remember King Omar's car, it was rented.
Russia, the Republic of Tatarstan. Very excited to be here. This is where the start
Burger campaign promoted by Sayan Bougie was a scam. Now, I've always been fascinated by these influencers. I once remember growing up and watching all these influencers buy all these cars and thought to myself, how do they achieve this amazing feat at a young age? How do these influencers... By Monday, it's iPhone 16 Pro Max. By Tuesday, it's a new Mercedes. By Wednesday, you catch them partying like nobody's business. By the weekend, you're finding themselves having the latest Audi. I ask myself, how is this possible? You, the ordinary viewer, just like any other person, is entertained. They never stop to ask themselves, how are they achieving all this type of success? Join me today as we deep dive and uncover the deadly influence of these South African influencers.
What do you do on those days that you don't feel that confident or fearless or powerful like you did out there?
Pretend.
Fake it?
Yeah.
Until we make it?
I mean, why not? It's either that or cry myself to sleep. Who wants to do that?
Ever heard the word hyperreality? Well, it's a state where stimulations become more real than the reality itself, blending the lines between the journey and the fabricated. Meaning to say, every time you see these influencers posing a lifestyle of all these mentions and opulent lifestyles, it's not really what it seems. What you're seeing is just a fabricated lifestyle. These influencers have mastered the human psychology. They know that people are more drawn to these opulent lifestyles. The lifestyle of I bought a car at age 20 surprises many people. Nobody wants to hear of somebody who's struggling. They all want to see the nice lifestyle, the lavish lifestyle, and these influencers understood this very well, which is why every time you see a video popping up when somebody buys a car, it goes viral, because they know that people love seeing the opulent lifestyle, the lavish lifestyle, but there's something much more deeper happening behind the scenes. And then there's you. You're probably dreading your job right now. You're wishing that you could be a millionaire, that you could be like these influencers. You're either hating your job or somebody who's in school wishing that they could become a millionaire. So you turn to your phone and use social media as your escape, but this leaves you rather empty. Why would you be empty, you ask? Because you're simply comparing your lives to people's highlights. These influencers that you see is not really what you see. Behind the scenes, some of them go through depressions. Having a lifestyle or posing a lifestyle of everything great isn't so glamorous as you think. Another myth that I would love to debunk is the myth that all YouTubers are millionaires through AdSense, which is rather false. You see them having all these cars, so you instantly think that these YouTubers are rich and billionaires or either millionaires, but this is far from the truth, as YouTube AdSense on its own is not enough to sustain the lifestyles of these influencers. Another misleading person or character is DJ Spoo. DJ Spoo on his video states or points to the millionaires from YouTube, but this is rather misleading truth, such as MacG. MacG has his own popular brand which is known as Chiller's Punch. YouTube alone or AdSense alone cannot sustain for the lifestyle of MacG. He has a brand that he's running which helps him sustain his lifestyle. So the lifestyle that you see on these influencers when they preach to you that, hey guys, I bought a car, is not necessarily meaning that they bought the car through YouTube alone. Mainly because if you factor in the region to which these influencers are posting their videos at, you'd realize that their niche, which is vlogging, doesn't pay as much as other niches. If you look at YouTubers such as Graham Stephan, who has a USA-based audience, you realize that he earns more through YouTube AdSense, mainly because of his niche. He's in the finance sector, which is more money for him. If only these influencers could target overseas audiences, they could make more money. As you can see, personal finance is the highest paying niche on YouTube. So if these famous influencers aren't sustaining their lifestyles through YouTube AdSense alone, how are they doing it? Well, this comes through sponsorships and brands. This can also help these YouTubers or influencers, but this only happens if they're big. What if they're not yet that big? Well, there's something much more deeper and darker. This is a famous video of Ghost Klubi supposedly at Small Street, and this is what he has to say about this.
But I was that was me and I was there, right? But yeah,
His mouth.
okay. So let me tell you what is going on in that clip.
Okay.
I just like started blowing up, right? I just started doing my thing, right? And
if only these influencers left a positive influence, this would be the end of the video. But something bad really happened, and this led to these influencers into having a deadly impact.
Young women are being warned about falling victim to job scams on social media.
Promoting job opportunities abroad. It comes as
in that vein, the Alabuga work program in Russia has reportedly been using local social media influencers to recruit young women around Africa as workers.
Something that seemed like an opportunity turned out to be rather a nightmare for many African girls. Well, this is the Alabuga start. A quick glance at this, you would think that everything is great, everything is wonderful, but this is far from the case. And all of this could have been easily avoided with a quick Google search. But then again, these influencers were asked to promote this scam, and just like any influencer, they agreed.
So there's this Alabuga Start program that is being advertised everywhere, especially in the global south, everywhere. So they promise stuff like 100% fully funded vocational training program, but the thing is they never tell you exactly what they're training you for in all these videos. The one thing they all have in common is that they want 18 to 22-year-old young females, right? And then they always have these program benefits, and then they never tell you what are you training for. They'll always tell you professional training.
The problem lies in the trust people have on these influencers. They see these influencers promoting, and then they think that this is rather an opportunity. Well, this is not the case. As the article says, we've estimated that roughly 90% of the women who go to Alabuga end up in the drone program, said Spencer. They are part of a war now. A war. This is rather very bad. Reason being this is bad is because they prey on those desperate African women. They realize that once they reached in Russia, they are locked. They can't go back home. Going back home is not an option. Due to these reasons, the women find themselves in a foreign country unable to do anything, so they are forced to manual labor. With another comment saying, will they arrest the influencers? Well, I can tell you the reality. These influencers, there's no justice that happens today. They simply just move on with their lives as if nothing happened. Well, it's not exactly the case for all influencers. Some influencers realize their mistakes and apologize.
You guys are well and amazing. Just to address this entire Russian campaign thing. Promoting the STAR program that was involved in Russia, and I am here to take accountability for my actions.
But I really do apologize, guys. I am so sorry.
I'm really sorry, personally, as well. I'm apologizing on behalf of my wife. It's a mistake that we've made and acknowledge and
millions of DMs, people telling me this is happening, that is happening. The first thing I want to do is apologize. But then I want to explain.
Although it's a good sign that these influencers realize their mistakes, but the fact remains, what about those other desperate African women who signed up and went to this Russian campaign? They'd wish that they would go back home, but now they are forced into manual labor. What do you do about those people who've signed up and already went to the Russian campaign? What do you do? Do you bring them back? Well, this is also the terrible part about the influencers. The story does show a sign of hope, but it doesn't help and fix the problem.
No, Marashia speaking herself. I'm gonna make this very short and very quick. I've been quiet firstly because I've been waiting for the program to actually release a statement on my behalf. And human trafficking is a very, very, very serious matter. And I do not stand with that. And I believe this is a huge learning curve for me and all the other influencers. And I don't think anyone with sense would repeat something like this. But I want you guys to know that it wasn't for money, because I haven't been paid yet. I had other videos to post. I think I had 4 more videos to post on my YouTube, on my TikTok, on my Instagram.
I only just feel for the African women of different countries who signed up and went for this Russian program. I feel sorry for them and wish them all the best. This shows that we should do our due diligence whenever we are signing up for an opportunity across the world. And we shouldn't just blindly trust these influencers that we look up to, because also them, they are human beings. Also them, they are doing it for money and clout. So we should also do our due diligence.
Everything was normal, dude. So I'm shocked hearing all of this. I'm shocked, and it is definitely my fault for not doing my research, you know, because I just went on social media just to check where's where.
Although Seemah could be understood that she didn't clearly do her research, what about the couple that claimed to do their research and still promote their scam?
Because we also both thought the same thing until we did our homework. Just to put things straight, guys, we would never promote or post anything that is a scam without us having to do a background check on it. Guys, the START program is legit. It's been operating since 2022, and over 300 girls from 44 countries have started with the program.
That's true, guys. These aren't just any jobs. They are an international company in Russia, and they pay really